Nah, you can't.
Kawasaki Friday Sports Hero will play against Kearney tonight. We introduce you to a star at North Platte High, Brett Orr.
A star now, blinking bright.
Brett Orr is a star on and off the court.
Epitome of a team player, of a leader, of a super athlete in not only basketball, but football player that he missed out on, and a great baseball player. honor roll student, student council member, National Honor Society. Anytime you have him do anything for the community or help little kids, he's always kind of a quiet guy, just goes about his thing, but always there for you and does whatever he needs to be done.
See that D? It stands for dogs, and in Brett's case, determination. He didn't play it down during the football season. Injury prevented him from being the star quarterback, but Brett was determined not to let it get him down.
I'm a big believer in, everything happens for a reason, and, I knew that, it happened to me for a reason, and, in the end, it's, going to make me a stronger person, so.
The injury lingered into the basketball season. Brett missed the first 5 games, but he was determined to catch up and be a team leader.
So setting examples, saying, hey, this is what we got to do, this is how it's done, that kind of experience really helps the guys out, I think. And, I know I'm not a big scorer, that's not really my role, but if I can do anything else to make the team better, that's what I'm going to try to do and do the best of my ability.
And leaders lead in many different ways.
Our sophomores didn't have water, and one of the sophomores yelled at one of the kids keeping stats, hey, go get me some water, and the kid was, in a panic, he didn't have time, and Brett said, I'll get him water. So, Brett's a senior, starter, captain, and he goes gets water for the sophomore basketball team. I mean, that in itself, a lot of kids would say, I'm not doing that, even if you'd have told him. And I didn't have to tell him. He just got up, went and got water for the whole bunch of them, and he's just that kind of kid.
Vior is a 3-sport star and a 5-star person.
Bretter has what it takes to be a Friday night sports hero.
You better believe he. Oh, this is I wouldn't expect you guys to know this. If you did, I might be worried about you, actually. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
It's a bug spray. Like he was, during baseball season, he was spraying this like to kill mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's the only one that I can think of.
Kill mosquitoes
Cutter.
and
Cutter.
That's right.
Is it it?
That is
Yay,
his nickname.
all right,
He
there
goes
you
by
go.
Cutter. So next time you see Brett, just say, hey, Cutter.
Hey, Cutter, what's up? Okay.
Thanks, Joe. We'll be
Are the Bearcats a rival? They're a district opponent. This is an important game. The Dogs need to get this game. We take you to the doghouse. Here we go. First set of highlights, and North Platte and Kearney Dogs jump out early, owning the first quarter. At the end of one, Danny Woodhead dishes to Craig Karstensen, and he would score. Second quarter. To Orr, back to Karstensen. That is nice. Speaking of nice ice, drive home safely tonight, Kearney. Kearney, a good team. Austin Bacon can fry it up in a pan. The Dogs creating turnovers in the first half. Cody Collins comes up with the ball. He pushes real good. Little Woody on the receiving end. The layup is good. 23 for him. The Bearcats had a player that went off tonight. Alex Ayton. He used to live in Grant. The family moved to Kearney, and North Platte paid for it tonight. 30 for Ayton. Nate Stack's jumper good. Dogs led by 3 at the half, but the second half would be all Kearney. Before we show you the bad news with the score, let's enjoy the Pacers performing at halftime, and oh yeah, they're always fun to watch. All right, let's see it. Score, please. 62-50. The third quarter was all Kearney. North Platte led all of the entire first half. Kearney behind Alex Ayton. The guy went off, doubled his average. He came in averaging about 14 a game. He went for 30 tonight. A tough loss for the Dogs. They are back in action tomorrow at Lincoln East. Well, the folks in Curtis are sky high by now.
Fans got all dressed up and ready to go in this one. They made some noise. Hey, isn't that Brett Orr? Moonlighting, rooting on St. Pat's, no doubt. And the Grant fans were there, too. It was like a sea of red versus
one, and plenty of shockers, plenty. And a trip to state. That's the boys team playing tonight. For North Platte, getting that one win would mean beating the top team in the state, Wes Wilkinson, and the GI Islanders in the way. Could the Bulldogs pull off the upset? We go to Hastings Senior High. The Dogs just out to have some fun. No pressure on them. They are the big underdog. Kurt Mann puts Grand Island up 2-zip, first bucket of the game. He, of course, is a Husker football recruit. Get a look at the big fella there. He will be playing football for Nebraska next year. Matt Johns responds for the Dogs. North Platte would play very well. It's a long time since December when this Islander team blew them out of the gym. There's little Woody to Craig Karstensen, hoop, and one right there. North Platte would actually lead in the first half. Then Danny does it on his own. That is for a 3. Or actually, this is for a 3 by Little Woody. North Platte played their hearts out, tied at the half, but Grand Island goes on to pick up an 11-point win. Since November, just about every week, someone in the sports the D25 at games. North Platte's finest opening tip. This is the way you start the game. On Haney. Haney's only points of the game. What a start. Alliance, the defending B champs. They beat Ogallala last week. Chris Armstrong popping a 3, and then the Dogs back on the offensive end. Hey, that was a nice pass over to Craig Karstensen, CC, and then puts it in. North Platte getting the O in gear. Big dog meet the current big dog, Danny Woodhead. Now that's why he is the big dog, 23 tonight. More Bulldogs, the good guys. Karstensen had 11. You can't go much stronger to the hoop than that. Bam! Matt Johns then stepping out and providing an offensive threat. And then right before the quarter, Brett Orr making his 2001 debut. Great to see him all healed up from his football injury. His first points of the season, and it's a sweep for North Platte. We go to the board. Actually, not a sweep. What am I saying? Alliance, the girls win it 39-32, but the boys do win. They improve to 3-2. First home win of the year. 52-44 would be your final. To Dawson County, Lexington hosting a Grand. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Joe. Good night down there. An exciting night. And you know, over the last couple of years, the Dogs really start playing well this time of year. This is where they heat up.
We're hoping so it occurs this year.
Let's see if that could happen tonight, and they could get cranked up and ready to go. Out to the Doghouse, Class A, hosting the third-ranked team in Class B. The McCook Bisons ventured up Highway 83. Full house tonight, a sea of blue versus a sea of red. And for McCook, they brought the Blues Brothers. A raucous crowd on hand for the Bisons. Joe, you asked for signs. The student body delivered. Joe Swift for president. I'm assuming that's for me. This guy for Heisman, I'll explain it later off the air. There's some sarcasm.
I like it.
Nothing fancy about us, Joe. And finally, my favorite, we don't dress up, we heckle. Adam O'Rourke, you can't hide from me. To the game now. Tied at 2 when the Dogs get the game's first field goal. Danny Woodhead down the lane with the left hand. He went off tonight and scored 27 points. McCook, however, would answer. Back-to-back buckets by Clayton Gaunt gave the Bison an early lead. 10 ties, believe it or not, in the first quarter. North Platte was bigger, and they went to work on the inside. Craig Karstensen couldn't be stopped in the post. He went for 20 tonight by getting easy hoops like this all evening. The Blues Brothers not liking that at all. We've heard about this fella all year. He averages 22 a game. Does he travel here? You decide. The refs say no. Great body control, great move. That's Craig Dutoit. He's a heck of a guard. End of the first half, and here's some execution. The Dogs run out the clock to chance of boring by the McCook faithful. Nothing boring about Brett Orr's move. He gets the hoop at the buzzer. The senior scored 6 after being questionable tonight with the flu. Halftime and some familiar faces returning. Second half action, and Dutoit shows why he's for real. This 3 cut the Bulldog lead to just 4. They've got a good guard. Guess what? The Dogs have a great guard. Danny Woodhead answers right back. Did we mention he went for 27 tonight? But Woodhead's not done. Final seconds of the third quarter. Danny with the steal all the way to the other end, and it's good as time expires in the third. One more Bison highlight to bring you. Dutoit is for real. He looks like he carries the ball here, but what an amazing move behind the glass. The North Platte outscored the Bison 28-17 in the fourth quarter to cruise to the victory and open up an 18-point lead, leaving the Blues Brothers mighty depressed tonight. We go to the board and tell you North Platte had no trouble with the third-ranked team in Class B. The Bulldogs showing that they are every part of a Class A caliber basketball team tonight, Joe, and they look very good. They looked very big inside, and they dominated on the glass. That was the key to this one.
Your first look at the Dogs, I know you were impressed.
They were very solid, and they looked, I mean, to be able to move the ball like they did, their quickness shown against McCook, and the big difference was 6'6" and 6'5" at the post. Brett Orr, not feeling good with the flu, still played great on the inside, set picks all night long, and Craig Karstensen absolutely, despite getting in foul trouble and not playing almost the entire second half, still went for 20 points tonight.
And Little Woody's always fun to watch.
27. Just another night at the office for him.
And I was happy to see that we challenged the student section, and they came through. They didn't dress up, but we like the signs.
We're building the right direction now. Maybe they're saving.
Year, why not again this year? Well, this team doesn't have near the senior experience of last year's team. There is only one senior on the squad.